Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pack That Podcast. Of course, we're talking about the most extremely stupendous sports podcast in all of God's green earth. I am Sterl, and that is Mace. I got it right this time. Last episode, we're doing the video episodes now up to YouTube, and we'll just call it technical difficulties while the last one didn't pop up. But we came to this conclusion that, you know, Mace has his reasons as to why. He'll explain this whole. You might be wondering who this is. It's clearly not Mace. If you watch the draft reactions, but go ahead and explain what this is all about.
All right, so we've kind of decided that every podcast episode now, I'm going to make my profile picture just a random player in any sport, like any league at any level. And why? Because it's fun. This week's player is a Ephesians Prysock, who is the former cornerback for the Washington Huskies, I believe. I'm not sure who drafted him. I do forget, but
Niners.
who?
The Niners.
Ah, well, they got a dog. The reason he's this week's player is because the reason why he's this week's player is because he has a great name. I mean, dude, I was on my couch at home before I came to do the draft, like the watching for the draft at Sterling, and I was watching this is like the best ranked players in this draft. I saw like number 104 Ephesians Prysock. My first thought was, what kind of fucking name is that? And then the more I kept seeing it, the more I'm like, you know what? That's a dope name. So you know what? I'm now an Ephesians Prysock #1 fan. This is just the Adem Bone of the NFL, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. San Fran, y'all got a dog. We have had so much happen over the past 2 weeks. Craziness going on. The live golf stuff. I don't know why I brought that up first. That's like bringing up a Dembona second. Sorry about that. But yeah, that stuff's crazy. The Mike Vrabel stuff, that just by the day just keeps getting crazier. Obviously the draft, the NBA playoffs, like everybody's injured right now in the NBA playoffs, it seems like. We did see Austin Reeves back last night, which is great. And we'll talk about that later in the episode. But I want to kick it off with NFL draft stuff. We've had a week. It's almost been 7 days exactly to the second, and a couple hours, well, not to the second, to the hour since the draft actually happened, round one, since it kicked off. And we've had a week to kind of digest things. So I'm going to pull this up very quick, if I remember how to do it. I don't know why I can't remember how to do it, but here we go. We have an article here from CBS Sports. Let me no, that's not right. There we go. We have this article here from CBS Sports. And wait, that's not you. That's not Ephesians. Hold on. There we go. All right. We have this article here from CBS Sports of their kind of just grades of every single team's class. We're just going to kind of go through these. This is not our rankings. We're not going to rank them from worst to best. We're kind of just going to go through this and grade them ourselves. They have the Cleveland Browns as the best draft class this year, and I really can't fault them for that. I mean, just looking. Justin Jefferson?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
It just threw me off a little bit. But these first 4 picks for me specifically.
When did you see the Jaguars?
Oh, the Jaguars drafted somebody with the same name as somebody?
Yeah, on their own team, actually.
Oh, can't wait. But yeah, just looking at these first 4 specifically, like all of these guys I had mocked in the first round maybe like 2 months ago, and they were able to get all of them in 58 picks. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I think, is a steal. This guy, he's just a playmaker. I think the only concern really the teams had was the fact that he played at Toledo and they didn't really have the competition. But, dude, I really like that guy. And the receiver situation, they addressed that. Kevin Conception, and Denzel Boston, 2 great picks. Now, Fano at 9, I was shocked. I thought that was going to be Maui Noah.
Yeah.
Fano's still a great player. And then these late picks like Taylor Green, I think don't necessarily think he's going to be a QB in the NFL, but maybe he's another Taysom Hill type of guy. I don't know if Todd Monken's going to run that kind of thing with him. But overall, they did have a great draft. I really love this crew, especially these first 4 picks. Like, all of them, I think, are going to go down as hits in the end.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they did a great job of going get receivers for whoever they named to be the starting quarterback. Currently, it's looking like Deshaun Watson, who I don't know how he's still in the league, to be honest. But not played I don't think he's played a down of football in like 3 years.
I think it would be a mistake if he's the week 1 starter. I think it's a mistake because I mean I'll talk about that later on because we have something after this where we're gonna do our way far in advance division picks, and I'm kind of gonna go through the teams themselves. But I have my thoughts on the whole Deshaun Watson thing. If they do land on him starting, I think it'd be a mistake. But go ahead.
But yeah, the Browns overall, they had a good draft class. Like I said, especially these 4 picks. I am a big fan of Taylor Green. I've been saying for a long time Taylor Green is very underrated. Now I know he isn't going to be really much of an impact probably for this Browns team, but just having that freaking nature, I just love it. But yeah, I don't know if the Browns, in my opinion, have the best draft class. But they definitely had a really good one. So if you're a Browns fan, I'd be very happy with this.
So grading it, I'd probably give this like an A minus. I don't know about A plus.
I would go A, just because of the first 4 picks being amazing.
I have 1, maybe 2 teams in mind that I'd give an A plus to.
I know exactly what I would give an A plus to.
We'll get there. They have the Chiefs at an A plus. Okay, now I'll say this: these 3 picks right here, specifically these 2, I thought Peter Woods absolute steal at 29. Delane, I think they could have stayed put at 9 and they would have still got him. But I mean, still absolute stud at corner. Do still think he's the 2nd best corner in this draft if we take health off the board. But I mean, overall, for a team that is a fringe contender every year, of course, well, not fringe, they are a contender every year with the exception of last year. I think they really killed it, especially all the moves they made this offseason, kind of selling high on Trent McDuffie, maximizing that value and, getting his replacement, improving on defense, getting Chris Jones' inevitable replacement whenever he calls it a career. R. Mason Thomas is a dog out of Oklahoma. I don't think this is necessarily an A-plus draft, like just looking at it on paper, but I think more so in this ranking that CBS Sports did here, it's more looking like, I don't know how to explain it, like team fit and also putting together a team to compete. I think the Chiefs' process was different from a bunch of other teams because, okay, we're going to pick the most pro-ready guys and guys that we think can help our team win off the rip because that's what they want to do instead of just going out there getting crazy talent like some of these worst teams, like the bad teams did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in terms of that, it might be an A+. And I think they kind of went in that direction when they graded it. But I do love this draft for Kansas City. I think they did a great job.
But yeah, they did do a good job. But yeah, like you mentioned, Mansour Delane. I don't like that they had to trade up to get him. They could have stayed right where they were and still got him most likely. Peter Woods. I don't even know why he fell so much. Hey, I really couldn't tell you. Man's clearly got really, really, really good talent. He's clearly an NFL-ready player. But my favorite player out of all of these is definitely R. Mason Thomas. And that has nothing to do with his actual in-game ability. It's his name. It's just stupid.
It's just R.
It's literally just the letter R.
Like, it doesn't even stand for anything.
No, it's literally just R.
It stands for nothing. It's just R.
Yeah, it's just because his mom's family had a tradition of giving R names, and she didn't want to give him an R name, so she just put R in front of the name that she wanted to give him.
She couldn't name him Raisin. Uh-oh.
No, why not? What?
Oh, I heard why not. You did the computer insults for a little bit there.
Oh, well. I am working with Dorman
here. We call it computer insults whenever he starts, like, lagging. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell the story behind it. I don't think.
Yeah,
no. That on the airwaves.
Yeah, but we're with fucking
if you grading the Chiefs. Grading the Chiefs. What grade would you give?
I would give him an A minus, and I think that's really, I think it's a good grade for him because they had such a bad season for their standards, and they got to get really, really good effective players. Like, look at Emmett Johnson, running back from Nebraska. He's going to fit really well with that team, and I just love it. And go and get Garrett Nussmeier. I mean,
we
he
didn't
might,
even
he's
mention
not,
Nuss.
yeah, Nussmeier. I mean, you don't have to like him. You just got to be, you just got to be able to understand, like, hey, he's going to be able to go in there and provide some yardage when he's called upon, and I think he can do that at an NFL level. So yeah, I think I'll give him an A minus.
Learning behind, I don't think Mahomes has necessarily had. I don't think they've drafted a QB since they've gotten Mahomes, so he's never had to play that mentor role. But I think Nussmeier behind Mahomes, I think maybe we're looking at down the line of Mac Jones with the 49ers type of vibe, or the backup that comes in and goes crazy. So I mean, who knows? But
Yeah,
I'd probably
like a Nick Foles, Carson Wentz kind of thing.
right. I'd probably say like somewhere between A minus and B plus. I think I'm leaning B plus. I think A plus is a bit too generous.
I would go A minus. Yeah, I mean you can say that, but they just got really good talent in their first round picks. It's just hard not to give them an A minus.
Yeah, you know what? I'll lean there. I'll say A minus. I think that's a really good point. And then R. Mason Thomas too. Shout out to R. That's a great name. Now this is one of the teams when I said A plus. This is one of the teams I was talking about. I mean, obviously the layup of all layups with Mendoza, but I'm looking right here at what I believe is the steal of the draft in Jermod McCoy. Remember how I said just a second ago Mansour Lane is number 2 in corners?
Yeah.
He's number 1. If he stays healthy, I'm telling you, this dude, Jermod McCoy, he's got top 10 corner in the league potential. But, I mean, overall, the Raiders had to have a great draft. We knew what they were going to do with 1. But to have Jermod McCoy fall into your laps, Traden Stukes is a good corner. Kieran Crawford, Mike Washington, I think, was a great pick there at 122. I absolutely love this draft for the Raiders.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, obviously, everyone knew Mendoza was going 1. I can't believe that Jermod McCoy fell to where he did. Now, I could see him falling out of the first round, kind of. But if you would have asked me for my mock draft, I would have had him still mocked within the top 20. The fact that this man fell to 101, do you realize the talent they just got and how little they're going to have to pay this man for that talent?
Yeah.
I mean, this man could come in. I'm not saying he's going to, but this man could theoretically come in and be like a rookie version of Sauce Gardner all over again. And I wouldn't be surprised at all. And they're only going to be paying him like a few million compared to fucking what he would have been if they would have drafted him in the first round. But yeah, Mike Washington Jr., great running back for Arkansas. I like that a lot. Malik Bench from Oregon, shout out Oregon fan. But yeah, I think he can be a really good player for them. Maybe put him on special teams. He might be able to return a few kicks for you, provide some solid plays. But yeah, overall, I don't know if I'll go A plus, but definitely A.
I'm going A plus for the Raiders. I think Mendoza's gonna break the Raiders QB curse. I just feel it. The dude, like, I can't see a world where he fails. I really can't. I really hope that doesn't come back to bite me. But I really don't see. I think he's been put in the best position out of any like draft pick the Raiders have had, any signing the Raiders have had.
Yeah, I mean, look at the surrounded body. The dude has Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, Max Carson on that defense. I mean, this team is set up for success immediately.
Absolutely. I think this is, I don't like saying his name, but you can't deny how great he was with the Raiders. It's like, I think this is the best QB they've had since Carr. I know Kirk Cousins is probably going to start off the season, but I don't see that lasting.
Hold on, whoa. I thought they cut Kirk Cousins, actually.
They just signed him.
Yeah, but I thought they got rid of him already for some reason.
That did not happen.
I don't know why. I thought that, but here's we go. Team. Yes.
Here's the other team. I know I got the jersey on. I'm not a Jets fan. I got this for $10, okay? But man, the Jets, this for me,
this is my number 1 draft. This is my number 1.
I kind of batted an eye when they picked Sadiq at 16, but the more I think about it, the more I love the pick. Omar Cooper at 30, steal. D'Angelo Pons at 50, steal. Cade Klubnik, I think there's a world where we see him have some reps this season. I don't see Geno starting the whole season. But David Bailey at 2. I had somebody text me and say they don't see it with David Bailey.
I mean, it's crazy.
David Bailey is going to be amazing all for him. And I kept saying it when it came to the Jets at 2. It's all going to be about what do they want more. They already improved the defense so much of free agency, but were they going to be more focused on getting the better football player? Because if you wanted the better football player, Arvell Reese was clearly the pick. But they wanted that clear-cut edge rusher. And edge rusher, when it comes to just edge rushing, David Bailey's number 1 in this draft. So I think they knocked it out of the park with what they wanted to do. And even VJ Payne, Darrell Jackson Jr., both of those were good picks to me. 3rd and 4th round talent in the 7th round. Man, this is A+ for me, 100%.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. I mean, first things first, David Bailey, like you said, by far best pass rusher in the entire draft. And this entire draft process, I've been hearing people say like, "Oh, David Bailey's so good," and I'll be honest, I didn't really know who he was until the mock draft started coming out. I never heard of him, and for some reason, I just never cared to really look up his highlights. Well, when they started showing his highlights when he got drafted, I was like, "Hold on, this man's." I was like, I knew he was good, and I didn't know he was this good. But watching some of his tape, it's like, man, how did I not know about this guy before now? But yeah, Kenny Sadiq, I think, can be a very immediate impact. I think he can have kind of like a Tyler Warren kind of role for the Jets, especially with the athleticism he has. Omar Cooper is, in some people's minds, the most touchdown receiver in this draft, and I can't say I disagree. I mean, this man, what him and Mendoza did at Indiana was nothing short of special. And D'Angelo Pons, I mean, another Hoosier. This man is a great corner. I don't know why people had him going like so low projected. I think this guy could have been a fringe first rounder. But overall, this team, they did really good in the draft process, and I think that they by far had the best draft. And I think the only reason I've seen a lot of people were giving the Jets like a C or a C+. And I just don't think they understand. Dude, I've seen a lot of like online mock drafts on like TikTok. Yeah, I'll be scrolling through TikTok and I'll see ones from like a whole ton of different sources.
That's engagement baiting, bro.
I swear.
You look at this and say C. This is the best class out of anybody for me.
It's because, first of all, people don't like the fact that they spent 2 years in a row where they went and got a tight end in the top 2 rounds, which I can understand. But it's pretty clear Mason Taylor is not that guy. So he's not that. Yeah, not to mention, people didn't say that when Brock Bowers got drafted, they got Michael Mayer the season before.
Yeah, right. Nobody batted an eye when they did that. Same thing with Green Bay.
But it's exactly. We got Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave in the same draft.
Musgrave back to back. It was the same draft. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't back to back years.
So to all the people that what?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I thought it was back to back. It may have been the same. I don't know.
Yeah. To all the people that say like, "Oh, that was stupid," you might think that, but look at the past. It's worked out pretty well. Hell, look at Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. God, I don't like saying that name, but look at how they turned out. I mean, just because you draft 2 tight ends, either in the same draft or in back-to-back drafts with high picks, does not mean it's a bad move. Things can work out really, really well. So, I think this is by far the best draft class. I think it's by far, not even close.
Yeah. And I think also it works out with what we anticipate for them for the future. Like, they're by no means are they going to be a good team. We know that. So I think they knew that too. So now we're looking at a world where they might have pick 1 next year in a draft that's probably going to be loaded with QB talent. That being Dante Moore,
He's trying to run from the Jets. It's not going to work.
Manning. But now, I mean, any quarterback, I think, walking into this situation next year, I think you feel a lot better.
Yeah, and I think
this year.
I've heard apparently Russell Wilson has ties to the Jets right now. So if they can get Russell Wilson, this might be a dangerous team that people aren't going to underestimate.
I don't know. I still think they should not try to win and go get.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You have a ton of picks. You have a ton of picks too. You have Dallas picks. You have Indianapolis picks from the Sauce and the Quinn Williams trades, and you have your own. So Dallas, I don't anticipate them being very good next year. Indianapolis, I could see both worlds where they're good or they're bad. But yeah, I mean, what's there not to love about this draft? I really do love it. I think Dante Moore going back to college, I think we're going to look back on this, and especially if he still ends up in New York, I think we're going to look at that as maybe like a franchise-altering move.
Yeah, that's hilarious. This man trying to run from the Jets, only to quite possibly be there anyway next season.
I don't know, man. I think I'd be much more excited to play for the Jets if I'm a 2027 QB.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And any QB this year. So
yeah, but we didn't know what they were going to do this draft. I mean, originally if he would have stayed in, he was probably the pick.
Yeah, but dude, Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper, and Sadiq with like Dante Moore at QB or Lenore Sellers, that's a nasty team. And that defense too.
Don't get me salivating.
Wow. They had the Bills top 5. Okay. You know, I don't love it. I don't hate it. TJ Parker, the 35th pick in the 2016 draft, TJ Parker. Please tell me all of you out there get that. That was hilarious. I don't know who that was. I don't know if he has severe CTE. I don't know if he was hammered. I don't know if he's like Jamal Charles and can't read. But regardless, it was hilarious. But TJ Parker at the 35th pick, they didn't even have a first-round pick. He could have very easily been a first-round pick. So clearly they had their eyes on him, and they knew that nobody was going to pick him in round 1, so they just kept on trading back. Skylar Bell is another pick I love. Zane Durant as well. I don't know if it's top 5. I don't know if it's an A, but I do think they did a good job. Now there's more.
Yeah. I completely agree. I don't know. I wouldn't say top 5. I don't even think I would say top 7 or 8, but they definitely got out and got what they needed to make this team a whole lot more competitive next season, because every season it's the same story. Oh, they fall short. And will it happen again this season? Honestly, probably. It's the Bills. It's like what they're known for. But if I'm
they got that new stadium now. They got that new stadium now. Maybe that's like a good luck charm.
Yeah, maybe. But if I'm a Bills fan, I'm satisfied with every pick that they made, because TJ Parker is going to be an immediate impact on that defense.
Yeah.
Zane Durant could be a great plug-and-play player anywhere on the defensive line. And Skylar Bell was such an underrated receiver. I mean, I think he had top 3 receiving yards of anyone in this draft class in terms of last season. And again, it was because he was at UConn. But, dude, people underestimated him, man.
Someone say UConn.
Yeah.
Dan Hurley. I love you. All right. I think pound for pound, I give this like a B plus.
Yeah, I think a B. I'm gonna go with B.
Who's next? All right, there's a team that should be top 10 that I haven't seen yet. The Chargers did have a good draft, like Jake Slaughter, Genesis Smith. We had a stretch in that 4th round where there was like 3 or 4 picks in a row that were all biblical names, and one of them was not Ephesians Prysock. But
unfortunately,
Jake Slaughter was a good pick there at 63. Akeem Mesidor, I think he could have gone a lot earlier. I think a lot of that rode on Ruben Bain falling to 15. But he's going to be a great replacement for Khalil Mack whenever he inevitably calls it a career. Other than that, I'm not familiar with too many of these guys. I know Brennan Thompson, Mississippi State. But I mean, if they give it an A, they got good talent in the places they got them. That's not really a question for me. That's for my Chargers fan buddy out there. He didn't necessarily like the Mesidor pick, but then I had to explain to him, Khalil Mack's not going to play forever. So why not just go get the replacement? But, I mean, I think there's a lot to like about this draft. A lot of offensive line picks, which they needed, because they need depth desperately. If they're going to have another season with that many injuries to the O-line again, they definitely need more depth. So I can't really hate on this.
I can't hate either. Again, I'm not really a Chargers fan. I don't really know what the Chargers need except for O-line. They went out and got that, so you got to be happy with that. Mesidor, I believe, is the oldest player in this draft. I believe he's already 25. So if you're a Chargers fan, you kind of gotta hope that
past.
yeah. But if you're a Chargers fan, you kind of gotta hope this man makes an immediate impact like Shuck did, because you can't really wait for him to develop, because he don't. By the looks of it, just because of his age, he probably only has like a 10 or 11 year career ahead of him. Like, edge rushers don't play too long unless you're Calais Campbell or Cameron Wake for some reason.
Hold on. I'm glad you mentioned Calais Campbell because I just thought of him a second ago. You saw he signed back with the Ravens?
Yeah.
This man has been playing for like 80 years, and he's still productive.
I'm going to tell you this right now. When he was drafted, the main consoles were Xbox 360 and PS3.
Shout out to Calais Campbell, man.
Jonathan, this is his 19th season he's about to go into.
And last year, he led his team in sacks.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like Ron.
Yeah, exactly. The only player on this draft class I know besides Mesidor is Brennan Thompson and Logan Taylor. Now, I do like the Logan Taylor pick. They got a very good value for where he was drafted. I believe he was, a fourth-round talent projection, something like that. You got him at pick 202. I mean, that's a great player. You can kind of plug in anywhere, either at left guard or right guard. He's going to produce. And overall, I'm not mad at this draft at all. I don't know if I would do A, but I think I would be okay with going B plus or B.
Yeah, I would say like a high B plus, like a 90 on the grading scale. If it's like the grading scales we used to have in high school, not the exams though. That's a 10-point scale. If it's a 10-point scale, I give it like an 89 or 88. Jake Slaughter, that man is a future Hall of Famer. You know? Titans at an A? First of all, they about to steal another WrestleMania from up under us. Did you see in 2028 it's going to be in Nashville?
No.
Apparently.
It is not.
I am going to be in Nashville pretty soon in June. So, A, never mind. I'm not going to say that. I'll save that for when I'm there. But, yeah, Titans had an A. I think A maybe just a tad bit generous. I think A minus would be what I'd give it. They traded back into the first round to get Keldrick Falk. Carnell Tate at 4 was a shock for me, for both of us actually. But Anthony Hill at 60, I thought that was a good pick. Other than that, I'm not too crazy sure about too many of these other guys. I know Pat Coogan and Singleton as well. But Carnell Tate, I like the approach. I think we definitely saw who was in charge of that first pick. I think the front office was more in charge of that first pick. I think 31 was more of a Robert Saleh thing because he needs his star on defense. But yeah, man, I do like their first 2 rounds a lot, specifically those 2 first round picks.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this is really just like a top 2 round heavy draft class they had here. I mean, yeah, they only had 3 picks in the first 2 rounds, but that's where pretty much all their talent is. I mean, yeah, Fernando Carmona is good. I love Nicholas Singleton. At least I did last season before he had this past season he just had. I thought he was going to go a lot higher originally, but he just didn't produce like I thought he was going to. But Carnell Tate going 4, I wasn't too shocked, but I just didn't believe that they would actually go through with getting a receiver that early. And I do love the Keldrick Falk pick. That was a great value for where they got him. I think I agree. I think I'm going A minus right here.
Yeah, and they're really giving Cam Ward everything. Dude, him, Carnell, and Wan'Dale Robinson all in a Daboll offense. The Titans, for me, have been the offseason winners. Like when you take into account free agency and
coach changes
and the coaching hires and the draft, dude, I think they're my offseason winners. Shout out to the Titans, man. If I don't see this team that I have in my head, I'm sure who's in my head right now. If I don't see them in the top 10, I'm going to be pissed. But, hey, the Ravens at an A, I can't disagree with this either. Like, Vega Ioane, I got it right finally. Ioane, great pick. Fills a hole that they desperately needed to fill. Zion Young, I think he could have been a first-round pick. I think he's that talented. They have him as a third or fourth round value. I don't agree with that at all. And then these two receivers right here, Jacoby Lane, great pick. And Elijah Surratt, I don't remember. Sorry. And they got a couple tight ends. Obviously, they lost Kolar and Isaiah Likely in free agency, and of course, Mark Andrews isn't going to play forever. So I think they definitely filled all the holes on the team that they needed to fill. And they drafted a punter. Shout out to the punters out there.
Yeah, one of only 2 drafted.
Yeah, but that first round pick, specifically these like first 3 or 4, like Vega Ioane, great pickup for them. I really did love that pick at 14. I think there was a chance that he wasn't going to get there. I think there were a few teams in play that could have picked him, but I think the Ravens were the best fit for him. So, and Zion Young just, I don't know. Did you see his first media press conference in the like the virtual thing?
I did not.
Oh, it was great. You need to go watch it. We will bring a Super Bowl back to Baltimore. But yeah, I think I would lean A- here, maybe B+.
Kind of kick this in. We got to kind of kick this into high gear. We're like 7 teams in. We're already at 31 minutes.
That's okay. Any thoughts on the Ravens?
I mean, no, you kind of covered it all. I love how they went out and got Elijah Surratt and Jacoby Lane, and Ioane was a great pick.
Oh, there's more.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think this would be a good A.
I mean, come on. If I don't see them at 10, Dallas at an A. Malachi Lawrence. See, I'm not even going to spend too much time on Caleb Downs because like that was a no-brainer pick. The dude might be the best player in the draft. But my logic now that I've kind of thought about it for a week is the Malachi Lawrence pick. Look at this gap right here between picks. 23 and 92. Maybe this is just a guy that they fell in love with and they had like, we need this guy, but we don't have a second round pick and he's definitely going to go in round 2. So we're just going to snag him right here and just pray that it works. So, you know what? If that was their, if that was their mindset, sure. But other than that, pretty solid draft.
I mean, yeah, it was solid, but I don't think it's near an A. I mean, yeah, you got Caleb Downs, arguably the best player in the draft. But besides that, none of these players really stand out to me. Like, I think this is a B, to be honest. Caleb Downs, that pick is an A+. The rest, it's whatever. I can believe it.
Jay Sean was a great pick.
Yeah, besides him,
But yeah, I think A might be a bit generous. I'd say B+, B. The Colts did have a great draft. CJ Allen is a guy I've been talking, really highly about through this whole process. I think he's the defensive leader, on the field, a field general of a linebacker that the Colts definitely needed. AJ Halsey's a great pick. George Gums Jr. That's a future Hall of Famer right there. Caden Curry, like, he's not related to.
No,
probably not. But yeah.
Well, he did go to Ohio State.
Yeah, Steph was born in Akron, technically. But yeah, I mean, for not having a first round pick, this was a great draft for the Colts.
Yeah, I wouldn't go A though. I think I would go B+. I do love CJ Allen, the guy in the safety they got from LSU, AJ Halsey. But besides that, and the guy from Oregon, I forget how to say his name, but Bryce Botcher, whatever it's pronounced as, he was a good pickup. And I think a B+ or B. No, I think B+ is right where they deserve to be at.
I would say like A-, low A-. Come on, if they're not 11. Okay, this is another team I was surprised I didn't see them in the top 10. This isn't the one I was talking about. Arvell Reese just fell into their laps. I mean, they're lucky. They're lucky to have him. Maui Goa, best tackle in this draft for sure. Colton Hood. He's gonna be a dog. I still can't believe he went over Jamad. Like I can't get over that. But yeah, the Giants, you see the direction they want to go in. They're all in on Jackson Dart. They're all in on that defense. I love this draft for them, especially those first 3 rounds. They had a huge gap right there. They had no 4th or 5ths, but they did great with what they had.
Yeah, absolutely. Maui Goa and Argyle Reese are both steals. I mean, I don't know how you get 2 steals in the top 10. I know it was even possible, but they managed to do it. And yeah, Colton Hood. I love Colton Hood, but they didn't even draft the best Tennessee cornerback.
Yeah.
But either way, Colton Hood is very, very good. I think, and Malachi Fields, people underrate him. I think he can be a pretty effective player in the NFL. Maybe not like super good, but I can see him having a few 500 or 600-yard seasons. I think A minus. No, I think A is right. They got 3 great players. They have 3 great players.
I think A is perfect. Come on. Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I think this is too high ranked for them. I think A is a bit too generous. I have a crazy take for later on. We talk about division winners. But yeah, Jadarian Price addressing the biggest hole on the team right now in the first round. I mean, why not? I was very confident that was going to be the pick there at 32. Drafting safety there, round 2. They lost one of their biggest defensive guys in Kobe Bryant this offseason, so filling that hole with Bud Clark. But I don't really know too much else here. I think A might be a bit too generous. But I think looking at the positions, looking position-wise, I think they definitely did fill some needs that they needed based off guys they lost this offseason.
Yeah, I agree to a point, but I think I'd still give it a B. I mean, Jadarian Price is cool. I mean, the first ever running back duo to get drafted in the same draft in like the first round. That was cool. Let's hear the first 2 running backs drafted.
It doesn't necessarily mean that he was a first-round talent. They just went for the guy that they needed in the positional needs. I don't think Jadarian Price is a first-round talent at
all. I would go. I think a B.
Second-round talent.
Yeah,
but not a first.
I think B minus. I think B minus is.
I would agree with that. Come on, just okay. Cardinals.
Okay. This makes sense.
Fair enough. They went out there. They couldn't get a deal done for pick 3, so they just said, you know what, we're gonna draft the best player on the board, the dude that's more than likely going to be the best player in this draft. Chase Besantis, great pick. Could have been a first-round pick. Carson Beck, I'm intrigued. Caleb Proctor putting on for Southeastern. Good stuff. But yeah, I would expect them to be top 10 for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Jeremiah Love himself can make any draft class like a top 10 draft class. This man is, I don't know how to say it. This man is just electric in everything he does. He can break tackles. He can hurdle. He has the speed to outrun everybody. He has the strength to just run over you. And he can catch very, very well. I didn't even realize that, but he has hands. Chase Besantis is a great player on the offensive line. They got, I don't know how I like the Carson Beck pick, though. I mean, obviously they do need a quarterback. I just don't know how I feel about it. Carson Beck being the one they got. Now, but I think I honestly would have gone with Drew Aller over Beck, and it's solely because of one. I think Carson Beck was kind of carried by his defenses all throughout college, so he kind of got like an inflated draft stock. I mean, he's still a great player, but I think I would like Drew Aller a bit more, who actually went coincidentally like I think 11 picks later. But Caleb Proctor, I think he won Southland Defensive Player of the Year, something like that. He absolutely killed LSU when they played him. But outside of that, yeah, it's a pretty decent draft class. I'm happy with saying an A minus or a B plus.
Yeah, I think A minus is perfect here. All right, come on, this is starting to get them, anybody but them. But objectively, they did have a really good draft. They got the first brother duo at corner in history, probably. Could be wrong about that. Zachariah Branch, great pick. For not having a first-round pick, begrudgingly, I say Atlanta did have a very good draft. Harold Perkins Jr. in round 6. It's crazy. If you would have said after his first year at LSU that he was going to be a 6th-round pick, I would not have believed you. But, yeah, I do think A- is a pretty decent grade for the Falcons, as sickening as it is to say.
I think I would do B+ more than A-, and it's solely because of the fact that Zachariah Branch, now, great talent, good speed. I just don't like that. I feel like there were better receivers on the board, and I feel like they could have gotten later as well. But overall, they got good talent. They got a lot of speed now. Harold Perkins, John Rowe, and Zachariah Branch are all fast players for their positions. So I think an A- is just fine.
This was a good draft, though, for the Texans right here. Caden McDonald falling to 36. I did not expect that at all. Keelan Rutledge, I think, was a bit of a reach at 26. But, again, that's a huge positional need for them. I love the Kamari Ramsey pick. Watching some tape on him from what I saw on NFL Network whenever they played it when he got drafted. I liked what I saw, so I went and watched some more. And dude is a dog there at safety. Marlon Klein, that's another dude I liked. They have it as a reach, and it might have been a reach, but I liked, what I saw from him. A- does seem a bit generous, especially when I think of this team that I have in my head. I don't think this is a better draft class than them.
No, not at all. This is a B.
I would agree. But we got to be top half. Thank you. Oh my goodness. We waited long enough. Let's talk about it.
Can I take the lead on this one?
Please do. I want to just look at it.
All right. First of all, Jordan Tyson, I think, is the best receiver talent in the draft. Like if we take away everyone's injuries, off the field issues, and just put them all compared to talent, Jordan Tyson's number one. It's either him or Mekhi Lemon, I think. But Jordan Tyson, that's going to be a very great pairing with Tyler Shough. I'm very excited to see that, especially with Chris Olave. That's going to be very good. I'm very excited with the Oscar Dope pick. Do what?
I can't wait.
Yeah. Oscar Delp, I think, is the best pick that they got this entire draft in terms of fit. I don't know how to explain it. I love Oscar Delp. I don't know what it is about him, but I'm an Oscar Delp enjoyer. Great at Georgia. I think he does everything well. And I think he's going to be rookies. I can see this man having 5 yards and 4 touchdowns this season behind George Jackson.
He's at 500 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Behind Georgia.
We have some issues here.
I don't. Yeah. We good?
I think so.
All right. Christian Miller, don't know much about him, but I know he's a defensive lineman from Georgia, and that works out pretty well in the NFL. So how mad can I really be at the pick? Jeremiah Wright, speaking of the biblical pick, I think he was one of them, actually.
I'm just
let's
going
see,
back to the Chargers, seeing what pick it was. They were 8th, I think, or 7th, or 6th?
I think 6th.
They were 6th. Okay. So he was Genesis was 131. I think Jeremiah was 132. Oh, 170. I just can't read. Okay. No, it was 132. I can read.
I was right. All right. But when got Bryce Lance, Trey Lance's brother, to be honest, didn't know he had one, but his film looks solid. Lorenzo Styles, that to pick I like a lot. He reminds me a lot of, athletically at least, of Kenny Vaccaro. I mean, they may not play similar, but they feel like the athleticism is like neck and neck there. And then, honestly, Barry and Brown, just put this man on punt return and kick return and watch him fly. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, and I wouldn't even be surprised. I think the Saints. I think people underestimate it. I would give this an A, not an A+, but an A.
I would agree.
But it's a strong A.
Again, the more I think about the Jordan Tyson pick, the more I just love it, man. Like, we got the best receiver in the draft. Like, Mickey Loomis, we were aggressive. Mickey Loomis, I'm sorry for the last year of just absolutely just going in.
A certain person is very pleased.
Coach J. Anyway, Jordan Tyson, man, best receiver in the draft. Just we need to stay healthy. But if anything has been indicated is that if Derek Carr is not your quarterback, your receiver is going to stay healthy. Tyler Shough ain't throwing no hospital balls. You're going to be fine in the concussion department, I think. But let's just make sure the legs are fine. We got – I know the city's kind of cursed, but that's the Pelicans when it comes to injuries. So I think Jordan Tyson is going to be just fine. At least I hope so. But I love the pick. Needed the wide receiver too, and we got him. Christian Miller, again, like you said, D-line Georgia tends to work out. Oscar Delp, that's a pick I love too. And double dipping in the Georgia guys. Can't go wrong with it. Jeremiah Wright, I hope to God he is Cesar Ruiz's replacement. Bryce Lance, from what I've seen, good player. Lorenzo Styles is a pick that I'm very excited about. Like I said, Berrien Brown, hope he's the next Shaheed. TJ Hall, not too sure about him. Didn't really dive too much, but a 4th and 5th round talent in round number 7. I mean, come on. I would agree. I think A is perfect. I love what we did this draft. I'm so excited for Jordan Tyson and Olave. We got I don't remember what we're calling it, but it seems like our whole entire receiver room is light skins. So I think the Who Dat Nation is trying to come up with a name for that whole tandem. So I'm super excited about this draft class this season. Like I'm telling y'all, we're gonna be the Bears. We're gonna be the Patriots like they were last season. I really think it's gonna happen. I'm hopeful at least. So time will tell. But A for us. I'd give us an A. Jordan Tyson. Oh, I can't wait. I'm glad we're above these guys. You know, let me tell you something, Bucs fans. You guys really hate us for no reason. We don't give a damn about you. Like, I could not care any less about any Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. You guys take the rivalry so personal with us. We don't care about you. Sure, you've had more success in the last decade or so. You won 1 Super Bowl. Good. You had the greatest player of all time. Good. All right. But we don't care about y'all like that. Go to the little kids table with the Panthers fans, okay? You guys go to the kiddie table, and the real men will settle this between us and Atlanta. All right? We don't care about you guys. That being said, Ruben Bain at 15, in the back of my mind, I do kind of wish that we got him at 8. But, hey, man, we got Jordan Tyson. But you guys getting Bain at 15, I think is crazy steal. The second biggest steal of the draft for me. Keontae Scott is another steal there at 116. But other than that, you guys had a great draft. I'm surprised y'all aren't higher.
I mean, yeah, the Bucs had a great draft. I feel sorry for any player who has to try to block Ruben Bain this season. That man walked out that green room pissed. I mean, this man was livid. And people would like to discredit them because of the short arms. They don't think that really matters too much when you're going to be able to get around everybody and still overpower them. I mean, great player. They got him at a great position. I'd be very happy if I was Bucs fans. But outside of that, don't really know anybody else. I mean, I know Josiah Trotter, but I couldn't really tell you how good he is or not. But I think just because of the steal of Ruben Bain, I think a B+ or an A- is fine.
Yeah, I think they have it perfect at A-. Again, Bucs fans, go mess with the Panthers fans, okay? We don't care about you guys, all right? There's one rivalry we care about. See, the Panthers fans get it. They don't be coming at us like that. Speaking of the Panthers, we just have the whole NFC South back. Oh no, we didn't. They had the Texans between the Falcons and us. I think this is high. This is kind of high for me for the Panthers. Monroe Freeling at 19.
Completely agree.
He definitely could have gone later, but I think he's a really good player. Lee Hunter, I really like that pick, and Chris Brazzell as well. But I mean, B-. I think, now that I look at it again, I think B+ is fair.
I think Monroe Freeland has the potential to be the best player or best lineman for this draft. Because every year people are like, oh, I think the best player is going to be this player. Oh, I think the best player is going to be this player. The best player is always some random lineman. It's just bound to happen. It happened with like Tyler Linderbaum with Creed Humphrey. It's just a trend
It's
that
gonna
a
happen with
random
Kelvin
lineman becomes
Banks.
like automatically like one of the best players in the world immediately after they're drafted.
It's gonna happen again with Kelvin Banks, baby. Let's go.
And yeah, I'll be honest. I love all these Panthers picks. I think B plus is actually really fair. They got a
Yeah.
lot of talent for where they were
You look at
had
it the
draft.
first time. You look at it the first time, and it's like B plus, and then you take a second look, it's like B plus.
You're like, yeah, these are all steals. Getting mad at it.
Chris Brazel, you were picked 83rd out of respect for Bam. Good job. The Bengals at a B plus. Cassius Howell at 41, great pick. I think he could be a star. Tacario Davis is another great pick there at 72. Connor Lew, I heard good things about him whenever he got drafted there at 128. Other than that, not too familiar with the later picks, but B plus seems fair.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of these players either, except for Tacario Davis. I know he's a great talent, and I think the Bengals fans would be really excited that they got him at pick 72.
You better know Tacario Davis. His teammate is your.
Exactly. They didn't even draft the best Washington Huskies cornerback.
Where are the Niners at?
I don't even know,
got the
bro.
steal of the draft.
They sure did. But besides that, Landon Robinson. I learned this fun fact about him. This is like the first time. I don't know if it's ever or just the first time in a long time, but this is at least the first time in a long time that two players from Navy have been drafted in the same draft. Him and the running back Eli, however you say his last name, starts with an H, went to the Steelers. So yeah, I would give this a B minus. I'll be honest. I mean, Tacario Davis really good. Everybody else, I don't really know. I'm not familiar.
I'll say B. We saw who's next. Oh man, this draft kind of pissed me off, man.
How many picks do they have?
I don't want to. I want to zoom out too much because we might get copyrighted because they have like a TV thing right there. Caden Proctor at 12 was very shocking.
Yeah.
And then Chris Johnson at 27 was also very shocking. Obviously, knowing what we know now, how far Jermon McCoy ended up falling, maybe I guess it's not that ridiculous. There were definitely whispers that Chris Johnson was going to go round 1. Chris Bell, I was hoping we would have drafted him, but now knowing the approach we ended up taking there in the first round, kind of glad we didn't. But because it's Tyler Shuck's boy, so maybe if he had any pull, we were going to get him. But that's besides the point. I think he's a really good player. But that first round, I don't know if I'd give this a B plus, just based on I think those are two reaches there in round 1.
I mean, I can see both sides to this being a really high rated one and a really low rated one. One hand, I love Caden Proctor. I am a Alabama fan. You could say they are my second favorite college football team. I know y'all can fucking boo me. I don't care. But I love Caden Proctor. I just love big offensive linemen from Alabama. Except for some reason, Alex Leatherwood. Never liked him, but I was a huge fan of Evan Neal. So how that turned out. And you know what? I have no shame in saying I believed in Evan Neal. I have no shame.
I believe in him too.
And I have no shame in saying that I believe in Caden Proctor. That Chris Johnson, great cornerback. I think it was a little bit of a reach, but still a great talent. But I was more concerned with these players right here: Chris Bell out of Louisville and Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech. I think Jacob Rodriguez had a case. Maybe not. I might not would have done it, but I think he had a case to be a first-round pick. That man literally got Heisman votes as a linebacker.
Yeah.
And
I forgot to mention him, but you're saying everything I would have said.
Yeah, he is so productive. And Chris Bell, I mean, he was a reach at where they got him, but I think he's still a good player. Was he a third-round player? No, I think they could have got him like the 5th round if they would have waited. But Chris Bell is still a good talent, and here's the way I see it. All of these players can produce, but I don't think any of them will be great. So for that, I'm going to go B.
I would say, yeah, probably B or B minus. I'm gonna just got a speed run through these last 11 or so. Vikings, I think pound for pound, this is pretty good. I just think Caleb Banks at 18. In terms of he's very talented, but just with the injury stuff, I didn't see him going 18 at all.
Yeah, no.
But I think B plus is solid enough. I'll probably go a little lower.
I
Maybe
think I'll
B.
go. Yeah. See, I would go B minus. They had a lot of reaches. I mean, Caleb Banks is a reach because of his injury concerns. You look at all their picks from round 2 and 3, and all of them are reaches. And look at, I think literally the only reach that they didn't have was Caleb Banks, the guy from Iowa State, Dominique Orange, and that guy from Northwestern, Caleb Tiernan. Besides that, they're all reaches. So I'm gonna go B minus because at least Caleb Banks is a good player.
All right, let's Patriots. Okay, Lomu, great pick. That this is the indication that they're gonna move Will Campbell to guard, which makes sense. He's got them little dinosaur arms, and he's a smaller lineman, so I think he would. I don't know if I say flourish at guard, but I think it'd be a much better situation. Lomu has the potential to be a really, really good tackle. Other than that, you see how they're judging here.
Yeah,
harsh.
that's there he is. So before I love Lomu. I also love the pick with J.M. Miller, running back from out of Alabama. But my favorite pick, again, solely because of the name, Demetrius Crownover. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Not to mention who's that? What's the guy's name?
Quintavious Hutchins?
Dude, I don't know what
J.M. Miller.
Yeah, J.M. Miller. This is literally, if this was Nnamdi Abiza, or say his name, if this was a draft ranking, rated based on best names, this is the one that's gonna. This is number one. But talent, Lomu is good. I like J.M. Miller, but everyone else not too familiar. I think B. I think a B is fair.
Yeah, me too. I probably lean B minus. They just barely had any picks, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Sonny Styles, again, this is a crazy top-heavy draft. I think there's 7 to 8 guys who have a legit case to be one day the best player in this draft, and Sonny Styles is one of them. And I'm going to be quite honest with y'all. Everybody else, don't know.
Hey, I wouldn't sleep on Kaytron Allen. I mean, he had a great duo with Nick Singleton at Penn State. But yeah, besides those two, with Styles and Allen, I don't know any of these guys. I would go B minus, and the only reason it's that high is because of Sonny Styles. If they didn't have Sonny Styles, this would be a C.
Yeah. The Broncos at a B. I mean, they just didn't have any first or second round picks. They just kept on trading down and down and down and down. So that because of that, I really don't know. It's unfair for me to rank.
This is a C. I don't care. This is a C, and it's because of that. I don't see how you can not have a top pick in the first round or second round. This class, I wouldn't say it's the most talented class ever, but they still had really good players to be able to go out every single round. Y'all just sat there and watched and did nothing to go get any of them. Just stupid. I do love Red Murdoch, Mr. Relevant from Buffalo. When they showed his tape when they drafted him, dude, that man laid someone out. Ooh.
All right, Lions at a B seems fair to me. I would have thought they may be a little bit higher. I think Blake Miller was definitely a reach at 17, but they needed a tackle badly. I think they definitely had their eyes on Caden Proctor. Probably didn't expect him to go to Miami there at 12. Keith Abney I thought was a good pick there in round 5, and Derek Moore there in round 2, even though they have that as a reach for whatever reason. But yeah, I can't disagree with B.
Yeah, I think B's fine.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll just take the lead here because there's only 3 things I have in my mind here. Number 1, Brendan Cisse. I think he's a first-round talent. I'm very excited about that pick. Chris McClellan. He seemed pretty good on tape. Same with Danny Dennis Sutton. But my favorite player is Trey Smack.
Knew it.
That is the greatest kicker name of all time. Trey Smack. Literally, does not get better for a kicker unless your name is Quintavious through the uprights. That name does not get better. Unless your name is literally split the uprights, it's not better. This is crazy. This makes me mad.
Oh, wait. Grades for Green Bay. I would say like C plus, B minus.
Yeah, C plus, and it's only because of the fucking Cisse pick.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy.
This is not a B. This is an A minus. This is A minus.
Trading up for Makai Lemon, great move. AJ Brown's gone, so go get his replacement. Eli Stowers, good pickup right there. Markel Bell is a pick I really liked.
See, I didn't like it that early, but I love him as a player.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
they got Uar Bernard. Never played a down of football in his life.
I called it too. I remember I was laying in my bed right here in the dorm, and I had it on. I watch every single round, watch every single pick every year. It's just what I do. It's just fun. And I remember laying in my bed, I'm scrolling TikTok, and I hear this, and this might sound a bit unfair, if that's the word, but I heard an accent take the stage, and I thought, man, where's a guy from Nigeria? And I look up, and it is. A guy from like the Nigerian association that they had. I was like, watch it be the guy, like, what's his name, Uar Bernard? And guy goes, Uar Bernard. I'm like, holy shit, I called it. So, yeah, dude, people are calling him like the Wemby of the NFL just because of his size and his splits for like dash times, his reps and all that kind of stuff. I mean, came in, I think, 6'4", 306, 6% body fat, and ran a 4.63. That's terrifying. You don't have to play football to know that this guy is a guy that I want on my team. Look at Gable Stevenson. The man played no football until he got to the NFL, and he was still decently effective for a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is A minus for sure. I think Makai Lemon and Devontae Smith are going to make for a really, really fun duo. Now with AJ Brown going to New England. Yeah, I definitely should have warned everybody this is going to be on the longer side of episodes because there's just so much to talk about through the last like 2 weeks or so. I think the Bears had a pretty decent draft. Thieneman is a guy that I loved coming into this draft. And Xavier Thomas there at round 3, they say it's a reach, but I don't know. I've been really tapped out of LSU football. I'm just out of college football as a whole. I really don't pay too much attention until the playoff and this time of year for the draft. But, yeah, I think B minus is totally fair for this draft class. I don't think it's bad, but I think the Bears definitely could have done more. Like, I would have loved to see them address that D-line a little bit more. But when you have a guy like Thieneman there at 25, who I did not see fall in there, I thought for sure. I penciled him into Minnesota at 18, much to the chagrin of Vikings fans around the world. But, yeah, I don't love or hate this draft class. I think B minus is fair.
Yeah, I mean, B minus is fair, but people are kind of looking over the pick they had at 124, Malik Muhammad. Great player. I don't know how he fell so far. I don't know if he had an injury or something. Yeah. I'm not too familiar with him, but he is a great talent.
All right, so we're down to the final 4. Here we go. So, wait, let me think here. San Francisco's down at 4. They're probably going to be ranked last because they're another team that just kept on trading back and back and back and back. No, it's a waste of time trying to think. Oh, here's San Francisco. Yeah, there's Ephesians. Hey. Yeah. I mean, what are they doing? It just so many reaches. I thought they would have been last.
Yeah, we can have to just get past this team. They had a meh draft.
At least you got Ephesians Prysock. That's the only saving grace. I think Stribling is going to be a really good player, but what are they doing?
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. No, wait. Go up. Hold on. Let's say best value of Ephesians Prysock. Go down a little bit.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Best value of Ephesians Prysock.
6'3" corner. He is, as this person says, long. Longer wingspan than Will Campbell. That's crazy. All right, the Steelers. Heidenreich. That's how you pronounce his name. Who was the guy? Wetjen. He's going to be a really good special teams player. Wheatgen, I think.
Yes.
Wheatgen, actually. Drew Allen there around 3. I think they should be way higher. The Dunker pick.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a B. This is a B plus. This is a B or B plus if you ask me. That lineman they got out of Arizona, great player. I know they wanted Makai Lemon, but fortunately things didn't work out that way. Yeah. Jeremy Bernard being the first player in the post-Saban era to be drafted. I like him a lot. We saw him take a lot of touches away from Ryan Williams last season. Let's see, yeah. Wetjen in Iowa, he could be the next Shaheed. He could be the next like pure return specialist to be a great player in the league. And yeah, Heidenreich from Navy. That man, I mean, he might not be like a prototypical running back, but he was just so effective in that offense that they run at Navy. And I don't know. I don't know what his role is going to be in the NFL. Like, I really don't know because no team runs that offense. But I think he could be a really effective player that no one really talks about.
I'm going B for the Steelers. This is fair here. The Rams at 31 because one, they didn't have many picks, and two, this was not focused on next season. This is more focused on the future. And if there's any indication for that, it's their first round pick. Ty Simpson. John McVay didn't seem too hot about it, but well, you got him. Stafford ain't gonna play forever, so I think Ty Simpson could be serviceable, especially learning from Matt Stafford. But I think C+ is totally fair here for the Rams, just because the focus was not on guys that could come in this year.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, Ty Simpson was a huge reach, but I could see why they would want him. I wouldn't have gotten him early. I think you could have traded back 7 picks and still get him, but. Hey, they recognize like a position that they're going to need in the next few years, and they wouldn't got someone to get it immediately. Who's going to be mentored under one of the best QBs in the league? I don't hate it, but
not just in the league of all time.
Yeah, but they just didn't have a lot of picks, so
yeah,
can't really say too much. I think a C+ is fair.
That leaves one team left, and it's of course the team you said watch out for.
Go on.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here
we are.
Wait, what? Oh my God, hold on.
Am I missing something? Where's the guy they have on their team?
They must have signed or something. I could have swore that the Jaguars got someone named Brian Thomas Jr. That's not the wide receiver. I could have swore. Like I feel like I've seen this with my own eye. I feel like it. I will put my life on this.
Hold on.
No, I'm holding.
Let's see. We're going to confirm this. Brian Thomas Jr. draft. Yeah, you must have been seeing something.
I swear, I could have swore I saw something. I could have swore. I'm going to find it after in this podcast. I swear to God. But yeah, the Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
Thinker.
Yeah.
I mean, Pregnon was good. That's it.
Yeah, Pregnon is good value there at round 3. He could have been a first round pick or a second round pick, but yeah, not a very good draft. I'd agree with C-. All right, yeah. Well, there's our hour 9 minute long, 10 minute long draft talk, and that's one of 4 things to talk about. But I promise you, nothing else is good. This was the bulk of the episode, so nothing else is going to take that long. We're going to go rapid fire here for this next part.
Yeah, please.
For the division winners. If I can do this real quick. Hold on. Let me get you back over here. All right. Let's start in the NFC because both our teams are in the NFC. Let's just go NFC North. Rapid fire. After the draft, who you got winning the NFC North?
Bears. Hate to say it, but Bears.
I would agree. I think it's back-to-back waiting to happen. NFC South, you know who I'm going with. We're going Saints.
Saints, but Panthers are slept on. East, I'm going Eagles.
I think the Bucks are slept on. NFC East, watch out for them Giants and the Commanders too. But I would agree, Eagles go back to back. And that leaves the West, and I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
And my take, or I'll save that for when we talk about it. Let's just start off there. AFC East. I'm going to say Bills.
Bills.
I'm just saying, Patriots, I know y'all got A.J. Brown, but hot take. I'm just throwing it out to the universe. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but don't be surprised if both teams that were in the Super Bowl last year just don't make the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if that were to happen. AFC North, I'm going Ravens. I'm going with the basic answer. But the Bengals
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going Ravens.
AFC West.
I'm going, honestly, I think I would go with the I'm going to go with the Chiefs again.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to go Chiefs. And then AFC South.
I'm torn between them and the Broncos.
The reason why I saved this last reason why I saved AFC South for last is because I think this could be the most competitive division in all of football next year. I really could see a world where any 4 team can win.
Yeah, but I think, man, the draft didn't go good for the Jaguars, but Trevor Lawrence ended the season on such a high note, but Brian Thomas Jr. was kind of disappointed and they lost ETN. I'm going to kind of roll out the Jaguars. I'm rolling out the Titans. I don't think it's their time yet, but give it 3 years, I could definitely see it. I think I'm going to go with God. I think I'm going to go with the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the basic answer too, the Texans. But yeah, I mean, what was it about? Bashal Tutin is a guy I have that could be a breakout player next season. He's got crazy speed, so I know he's like your type of player, like just really fast. So I mean, maybe he's a breakout player, maybe he's not. But yeah, I think Tennessee, like you said, it's just not their time. But I think Cam Ward's going to have another great season. He's just going to keep on getting better. That's all you kind of can want out of him. The Colts, if they could play like the first 6 weeks of the season last year, they'll win it easily. But I just think the Texans, that defense, if CJ Stroud can just be 50% of his rookie self, which is crazy to say, they'll be just fine. They're a contender. All right. NFL talk is done. Let's get to the NBA playoffs. We've had 2 teams advance, the top 2 teams in the league, I think, record-wise. No. Maybe, I don't know. The Spurs and the Thunder have both advanced.
No, the Pistons. Oh, you're right.
Pistons are down 3-2.
I mean, we expected that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, San Antonio, Portland had that one game. Scoot, shout out to you. You overperformed in at least like 2 of those games, and he had a stinker in the last one. But the Suns, they just got smacked. We just like we thought they would. But yeah, this is craziness. This is the most amount of game 6s there have ever been in the first round in a really long time.
Yeah, these playoffs are really entertaining. I'm having a lot of fun watching this. I'm kind of concerned about Jokic though. Jokic is he's still putting up stats, but his efficiency is just not anywhere where it should be. I wasn't getting bitched by Gobert because he's still putting up like 22, 10, and 7, but he's not doing nearly what he usually does. The Pistons worry me, but at the same time, there has been an instance where an 8 seed has blown a 3-1 lead to a 1 seed, and that was in 2004 when the Magic blew 3-1 to the Pistons. Yeah.
I want to ask you this. What 3-1 comeback do you think is more likely? Because I think they're both likely. Do you think the Pistons coming back 3-1 against the Magic is more likely? Or do you think the Nuggets coming back from 3-1 against the beat-up Timberwolves team is more likely?
Nuggets, easily. I mean, the Wolves just lost to the best player, and then they lost lost their best role player. I mean, who are they going to rely on to score?
Io's been going crazy. Shout out to Io.
I don't think you're going to rely on Io to lead your team to like a series win. But I think as long as Gobert can keep shutting down Jokic, that they have a chance of still pulling the series out. But I would not be surprised at all if the Nuggets just win all the next games and just advance anyway.
Right, yeah. And then moving on to the East, I think everything for I want to start off with this Knicks and Hawks series. I think tonight, crazy as it sounds, everything is riding on the Knicks. They have to win tonight on the road. Absolutely have to. Because if not, I think the Hawks are going to win the series in 7.
Is it bad that I don't want the Knicks to win solely because of Dan Housen's curse on Stephen A. Smith?
There's rumors that Stephen A. Smith is about to be involved in the WWE. I genuinely will stop watching as the world's #1 Stephen A. Smith hater. He'd be a hell of a heel manager, though. But anyway, I just want to see the Hawks move on. I want to see all my former Pelican players move on. But that's been a really fun series.
It has. Here's what I find kind of funny, though. If you would have told me 5 years ago that the Atlanta Hawks would have the #1 pick, draft a guy, then 2 years later be in the playoffs, and it's not at all because of that first overall pick, I would have laughed so hard. Ricochet has done nothing, and I feel so bad for him because he's gonna be the most forgotten #1 pick of all time. I'm calling it right now. It's one thing to be a bust. If you're a bust, at least you're memorable. No one is going to remember this guy. Because that whole draft class sucked.
And it doesn't help that he's sandwiched in the middle of freaking Cooper Flag, Wemby, Paolo, Cade Cunningham.
Yes.
Who else? Zion, for what it's worth. At least Zion, when he plays, he's freaking a beast.
Yeah. Here's what I love.
And when he does play, he's not all that.
Yeah. Let's look at the top 3 picks in that draft real quick. You have number 1, you have Ricochet, who's done nothing. You have Alex Sarr, who let Bam score 83. And then you have, plus you let Wemby score his career high on him. And then you have Reed Shepard, who's shooting tour dates, bro. His draft class sucks.
He actually went crazy last night. Reed
I know,
really
but before last night,
last night it was bad.
Putting up like June 21st numbers.
Let's talk about that Lakers and Rockets series, because that's just the strangest series I've ever watched in my life. You have 41-year-old LeBron James playing like he's back in 2012 or something. Austin Reeves came back, and he had a really good game for the most part. Marcus Smart is out here. Kash Patel playing like we've never seen him play before. Luke Kennard being efficient as all hell. JJ Redick's been coaching his behind off, but they went up 3-0. Rockets stole 2 straight without KD. So, I don't know.
And he's going to miss game 6 too.
Yeah, and then Luka might not even play in the second round. So, whoever wins this series is just screwed against OKC. Yeah. This is just a battle of who's going to get swept.
Battle of who's going to get the gentleman's sweep.
What have we not talked about yet? Cavs, Raptors has just been the home team is going to win. That's just the whole series. Whoever is playing at home, you're going to win.
Yeah.
Ooh, Celtics and Sixers are starting to heat up with Embiid back.
Edgecombe had a great first game. Edgecombe had a great first game, but besides that, he's been kind of meh.
Jason Tatum is back to form, which is amazing to see. It's unreal. This comeback that he's been on. We haven't talked about the Pistons and Magic series, and that's the biggest elephant in the room that needs to be addressed. Because of what is going on. This Orlando team looked like they were ready to go to Cancun like 2 weeks ago, and now they're up 3-2 against the number 1 seed in the East.
I fully blame the Pistons front office.
Saved his job?
Yes.
Or do you think he's still going to get fired, regardless of what happens?
No.
I think if they lose, if they blow a 3-1 lead, he's done.
You look at how this Magic team's been playing the past few weeks. If they just look like they were ready to go home, then they get this Piston series, and they're somehow pulling this out. I don't even think it's to the Magic's credit. I think it's more just because the Pistons front office is too incompetent to surround Cade Cunningham with shooters. I mean, Cade is one of the best playmakers in the NBA. He's averaging like 10 assists a game in regular season, or 9 or 8. It's one of those 3 numbers. It's still a high number. And they just refuse to put any shooters around him.
I think if anybody's at fault for this, that's exactly who it is. Trajan Langdon's done it. Former Pelicans GM Trajan Langdon has done a great job of building that team. But, I mean, come on. Duncan Robinson in 2026 ain't doing it.
Not to mention,
especially when he's the only one. He's the only one.
Yeah,
nobody else. And then this whole series has just been a Jalen Duren humiliation ritual. Except last night he was decent. But the only reason Orlando lost last night is because they couldn't hit a damn free throw. Make your free throws, dude. Paolo had 40-something, and he shot under 50% from the line.
Did he really? Damn.
Yes. Y'all could have had a week to get ready for whoever wins between Cleveland and Toronto. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're looking at a world where the likelihood is that one of those 3 teams, Orlando, Cleveland, or Toronto. I mean, I think Orlando still has a shot of blowing a 3-1 lead. I think they're going to close it out. I think they're going to get it done. But
me too.
They might not. But Cleveland hasn't been playing their best at all. Toronto has been playing well. But it's just crazy that one of those 3 teams, like there's a really good chance that they're going to be in the East final. So this is the Celtics and Knicks, if they're the ones that get out of this series, even Atlanta, those 3 teams got to be salivating. Like the East is just weird. It's just really strange. Like Indiana, I think if Indiana was healthy, they'd be just dog walking any team in the East except for probably Boston.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that the Halliburton injury happened. Did we talk about every series there? Are we missing one?
No,
What's the
I think
3-6
you got it
in the
wrong.
West? What's the 3-6 out West? We talked about Denver, Minnesota. The two that already are done. We did that. What's the 4-5 out West? That's
I thought it was Lakers Rockets.
Lakers, Rockets. We did that. Okay, in the East we did Philly, Boston, Detroit, Orlando, Cavs, Raptors, and okay, perfect. We got that done. Last thing that I want to talk about is the new lottery proposal. Now, this isn't supposed to kick in until next draft. I think we're safe this year, which good because I think it would be a mistake if they were doing it this year. Before we finish, sorry, we have more technical difficulties here. I'm just going to have to finish this one up by myself. We've got the new NBA draft lottery reform proposal. This is going to hit next year. So I just don't know about this, man. I really don't. You mean to tell me that a number 10 seed, like we're looking at, if you're the 10 seed, the worst you could have been was 9. Like a legit shot of going into the playoffs. And you mean to tell me you have the same exact lottery odds to get the number 1 pick in the draft as the worst team in the league? This is just a nightmare. Like this whole tanking situation is just a total nightmare. And then you add on 2 more slots in the lottery. I just say go back to the old lottery, just the good old fashioned one, not the one that we've been running with since 2019. Obviously, it benefited the Pelicans, which is great. Gave us Zion, awesome. But like sometimes just keeping it simple is the way to go. Like there's no need to flatten it. If you want to prevent tanking, the best way to do it is to just say, hey, if you're the worst team, you're gonna have the best odds, like out of every, like by far. And maybe that'll influence it more. I just don't know. I don't know about this. This is a nightmare for small market teams. Like for like Sacramento and for us with New Orleans, obviously with the Pelicans, we don't have our first round pick this year. But this is just a complete nightmare. Like the Heat have just as good of a chance. If it were to happen this year, the Heat would have just as good a chance to have the number 1 pick as the Wizards. That's just disgusting to me. I don't know how to explain it. I just think if you're the worst team, you should have the best chance. Maybe we should just do away with the freaking lottery. Maybe that's the other thing we need to do. Maybe we just need to do away with it. No other sports league does it, at least to my knowledge. I don't know if the NHL does it. I don't know. This just isn't it. But yeah, this was a very eventful and very hectic episode of the Pack That Podcast. I'm gonna have to go cut out a lot of this stuff. Southeastern Internet, baby. You know how it goes. But hey, thank you guys for listening. This was a bit on the longer side. There was just so much to talk about this week. But next week we should be talking about round 2, previewing round 2 of the NBA playoffs. And that's all I anticipate really for next week. So we'll see you then. Thanks for listening. Peace out.